Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Unleash Your Brilliance Live. If you are out there, please say hello. Say hello so that I can see you, that I can say hello to you. We are so excited about today. We are so excited about today. When you come on, please just say hello to us. We ask that you would go ahead and spread some love, share this broadcast out with a friend. Tell your friend to come on and watch. We are excited today. We are so excited for our special guest today. We're going to bring her on shortly. But my name is Andrea Harrison. I am the creator and founder of Unleash Your Brilliance. And this is a platform that I created in order to help inspire other people, specifically women, to unleash their brilliance. What does that mean? That means to live your life out loud. That means to live your life as though you are the solution to somebody's problem, as though you are the answer to somebody's prayer, to live your life in a way that you inspire other people to live out their purpose as well. So if you haven't already, please go to our website, unleashyourbrilliancetoday.com. Go to our website and download a free excerpt of our book. It will be released soon. And if you go ahead and grab your excerpt today, guess what? You'll be one of the first to know when it drops. So today we have a special guest in the house, somebody that I absolutely love and adore. And she's doing some big things. Well, let me just say, she's always done big things. She's always made some noise, okay? Some of you may know her. Others today, sit back, relax. You are going to enjoy not just her energy, but just the woman of God, the woman of faith that she is. She did something so crazy lately. And if you are already signed up on our list, our mailing list, then you know what I'm talking about. Because to me, what I'm doing today is crazy. But guess what? I no longer have the right to remain silent. I no longer can sit back and play small. I have got to play big. I've got some amazing greats in my corner, and our guest today is one of them. And I'm just going to come right out the box today. We are going into a new season, and I have already committed to you and promised you that you are going to see more of me on this platform. I'm excited. I'm scared, but guess what? I'm going to do it afraid. So as we go ahead and transition to our guest, are you guys excited about today's guest? I know I am. Without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring her on because she's sitting in the green room right now. So we're going to bring her over to the studio so she can join us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, do y'all know who's going to be here today? Oh my gosh. If you don't know already, that means you haven't been paying attention. What rock do you live under? Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only, the greatest hugger, world's best hugger, the celebrity bingo boss is in the house. Y'all welcome to the stage.
Hey! Oh my God, I'm sitting here listening to you. I'm trying to stay focused and be like, okay, you got to do the interview. But I'm like, yo, I'm so proud of her. Like, I know where you started. So the fact that you're just out there being so bold, so out there, so unapologetic about your brilliance, it is just the best thing from a coach perspective of seeing you do your magic.
Oh, thank you. I live to hear those words. You proud of me? You proud
of me? Yes, absolutely. I'm beyond proud of you.
All right. Well, I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
have a question to ask you. My first question. Now, this is
yes,
something
I am your mother's favorite daughter. I can already get that out the way. Yes.
that wasn't
Yes.
going to be what I was going to
I
ask
am
you.
your mother's favorite daughter.
Whatever. I'm just going to pretend like I didn't even hear that. Okay. What I really want to ask you, what I really need to know. Now, there have been some rumors. There's been rumors, and I know one of the things you teach us about fake news and verifying, making sure that we know what it is before we go out and put it out there. So I didn't want to put it out there until I checked with you first.
Okay.
So I hope you don't mind me asking you this, and I hope
no, put me on blast. I'll tell the truth.
Okay. Is it true that you went to Howard University?
It is true that I went to the Howard University, baby. The same university of our current vice president-elect. And I'm saying current because, you know, there's stuff going on in the media, so we don't know for sure. But for now, for this window of time, yes, I went to the Howard University, the best HBCU in the game, hands down. Fight me.
I think it's true, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's true. I think the rumors that we've heard are true. So I just wanted to put that out there first, you know, before we got into anything.
Hey, you know what? You didn't have to put it out there because it was going to come up in conversation some kind of way. Any Howard alum these days, you're going to know within the first 5 minutes. Yeah, you know, I went to the Howard University, right? Oh, yes. That time while I was at Howard, when I was matriculating during the windows of 1999. Oh, by the way, did you know I went to Howard University? I majored in television production. Yes, it's going to come up, no doubt.
Well, I was just wondering because I know that a lot of people have been asking you, like famous people have been just calling you up out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I'm just getting all kinds of non-existent messages from like Samuel L. Jackson asking me why I didn't post that picture of me in my Howard coat when I was the behind-the-scenes producer on his movie Shaft. I didn't post. I didn't want to tell people, but y'all just begged it out of me that, you know, I got a call from Tyson Beckford and Orlando Jones not begging me to post the picture of me in my Howard sweatshirt when we were on the set of Biker Boys. Yeah. And just all these nobodies calling me.
You know, so that's why I just wanted to make sure that I had my information right. You know, it's one of the things I learned as a media maverick. You know, you got to check your facts.
Check your facts, right?
You got
yours 100% correct.
Okay. Well, good. And you don't seem the least bit nervous.
I try to play it down, you know, because I don't want to make anybody else feel bad that they didn't go to the Howard University, founded in 1867 by the General Otis Howard. So I'm trying to just make sure that, you know, I'm inclusive and I don't make anybody feel bad.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, just the amount of time that I have spent with you, just, you know, over the years, and just the way that, you know, what you've been doing recently, like, you know, people ask me, where did I go to school? First thing comes out of my mouth is Howard. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've kind of indoctrinated everybody around me, and they forget, like, wait, I really didn't go to Howard. I just have kind of lived vicariously through TeeJ because she's always talking about it.
That's exactly what it is. I'm like, no, I didn't go there. I'm sorry. I went to, I don't even say it like, I'm like, University of Phoenix. I went to Howard. Absolutely.
Dr. Stevie is here. Dr. Stevie is representing her Aggies. She's another fellow HBCU. I got love. You know, I'm Howard made, but I'm HBCU proud. Aww. So I'm always love on my HBCUs without a doubt, unabashedly. It's just right now, Howard is the priority because I went to Howard University in the heart of Washington, D.C. Yeah.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I understand now. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. All right. So I just want to jump. I just want to jump right on in I just want to jump right on in, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Welcome to Unleash Your Brilliance Live.
Unleash Your Brilliance Live!
All right. So the first question that I want to ask you is, when did the entrepreneur bug bite you? I know that you spent a long time in Hollywood, and I mean, I heard something about an Emmy nomination. I know you'll probably throw that in there as well.
Emmy win. Excuse me, Emmy win.
An Emmy win. Okay, see, I wanted you to correct that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So when did the entrepreneur bug bite you?
It hasn't, and that's what people tend to misunderstand about how loud I am. The entrepreneur bug has yet to bite me. I am what I've coined as a reluctant entrepreneur. I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. I loved my career in Hollywood. I would have, if left up to me, I would have been retiring at 80, 90, 100 years old, being in an edit bay, a 10 by 10 room by myself, making television. So the entrepreneur bug is a means to an end of how God has directed my path. And I said it on a thread the other day. Someone asked, someone posed the question, what would you say to yourself now as an entrepreneur versus when you first started? And my comment was, run your race at your pace, period. And for me, it was, I thought I was failing as an entrepreneur. And what I recognize is that I just didn't have the interest in that side of the business to make it, like, my company could have been generating millions. Just it really could have, had I been willing to put in the work. But looking back in retrospect now, when I launched Media Mavericks, as much as I love the coaching and the helping people craft their stories for either the media or the stage, that's the part that I love. But building the business, I couldn't stand. And so it was a means to an end for me to meet the people that God is now using me to build what He built me to build. And so now I'm not as reluctant to entrepreneurship because I'm in the zone, I'm in the vein of building my heart's desire, that thing that He birthed me for, that I can't avoid it even if I tried. So I wouldn't ever be disrespectful to another entrepreneur who loves it, like these serial entrepreneurs and whatnot, because I don't enjoy it. I do it out of necessity. I do it because it is where it's leading me to be able to love people. I remember that my prayer about 5 or 6 years ago was, Lord, can I make a living at surprising people? I didn't know what the heck that meant.
Right.
No idea, but that's exactly what I do now. So the entrepreneurship is now tied to me earning a living, surprising people. So.
Wow. So how did you know what your purpose was? How did you know what it was that you were born for? How did that come to you? How did you just, did you wake up one morning and you felt the fairy dust on your face and you said, oh, I know my purpose?
I won't say that. It's just, I've known for a long time, as a kid, almost as a teen, at least, I wasn't able to articulate it then, but wisdom of getting older, because I'm only 25 now, but wisdom of getting older is that I knew early my purpose is to love on God's kids. Now that takes on many different shapes on different days, in different environments. But at the end of the day, when you drill down, I can only speak to TeeJ. When you drill down TeeJ at her core, oh gosh, I don't even know why it's making me emotional. But when you drill me down to my core of who I am, It is to love on God's kids. Sometimes I loved on God's authors. Sometimes I loved on God's HBCU grads. Sometimes I loved on God's storytellers. Sometimes I loved on God's just people at the gas station. It doesn't matter. Whenever I'm out and about, I am charged with bringing joy to God's kids. Now that just looks differently depending on, how I'm getting down. In this moment, me showing up and sharing whatever Andrea is pulling out of me, that's me loving on God's kids. When I hang up from Andrea, I got to go into bingo prep. So that's me loving on my people who are attending the Thanksgiving bingo this Saturday, starting at 6:15 Eastern, where you can register for free at celebritybingoboss.com/Thanksgiving. But so I will then go into prep for that to love on God's kids.
We were going to put that out there for you, I
Oh,
promise.
honey, I'm a media maverick. I ain't waiting on somebody to tell me when I can actually tell them what I need to get across during an interview. You forgot I am the media maverick from the Howard University, class of 1994, School of Communications with a major in television production.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. But this is what everyone loves about you. And, quite frankly, you keep it real. You keep it real. You are who you are. And a lot of people, always wonder, I wonder if she's like that in real life. She's just like this in real life. Okay.
Yes.
She's just like this in real life.
That I can't, you know what? No lies detected. I cannot deny. Yes. My bingo, Dr. Steve is here, or your husband is here. They know me. This is who I am on our bingo meetings. So yes. Hi, yes. Joronda.
This is exactly who she is. So make no mistake about it. If you meet her in person, just like you want to kind of brace yourself. So what I would suggest is that spread your legs open a little bit, make sure that you're kind of even.
You got your balance.
Gotta have that balance. Because baby, when she comes at you, she might knock you down with one of her hugs. I'm just saying. So just brace yourself. Mm-hmm. All right. So I want to ask you another question. What do you do for encouragement and motivation? Because I know that there's got to be days, in your world where you just feel like, man, I don't know. I don't feel like I want to do this. We all have those days, right? Mm-hmm. Not that you don't feel like you want to do what you've been purposed to do, mm-hmm. but just on those days when you just feel like, what keeps you going? What inspires you? What encourages you?
I ain't deep, Andrea. It don't take much. It does not take me much to get motivated just because of God how he built me. Mm-hmm. But one thing I have learned is when I need to tap out, I tap out. And my people know, and you being one of my people, know, don't come for me. I need quiet. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I've really embraced during this pandemic is I go in my closet and I just spend time with my God. Mm. If my calling is to bring joy, who is the creator of joy? God. Mm. So I got to stay close to him to keep my cup full so that I'm serving from my overflow. I'm serving from my abundance. Like that. Now, when there are times where I've kind of let my cup get a little too low, then my people know I'm tapping out. And for me, tapping out can be, I sit on my couch all day. I watch a lot of TV. I ain't one of them people that's so cerebral and so that it's like, oh no, I just allow myself an hour of television every day. No. My TV is pretty much going to always be on as background noise. Plus I produce TV. So I need that creativity. And so for me, I will just sit on my couch and do absolutely nothing and won't feel bad about it, won't answer the phone. I will let my mother know I'm off the grid. But as far as, hyping myself up, I don't really have to do that. You tell me that we got an interview at 11. All right. I'm with Andrea at 11. I'm ready to go. When I get done, I'll strip off this shirt and get big booty naked and just going about my day. I'm sorry. Was that too much information? I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. It's a prerequisite. Somebody wait. So for the bingo squad, we were working on what the non-disclosure, not the bingo squad, for my nonprofit, we were working on what the bylaws should say. And because two of my people are really clear on who I am, who I really, really am, one of them asked, can we put something in the bylaws that TeeJ has to show up to all meetings with clothes on? What does that say about me that needs to go into the bylaws?
They just want to be sure. You just never know what you're going to get.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the real reason that you're here, we wanted to share with everyone how you used what God placed in your hands. And you did something pretty amazing recently. And
we did something pretty amazing. I wasn't in it by myself.
Absolutely. Point taken.
Yeah.
But you're the visionary. You are the visionary.
Say that again. Wait, say that again. I'm the what?
You're the visionary from Howard.
Well, I was going to say, you got to say where the visionary from. I'm from Howard University, founded in 1867 by General Otis Howard. Okay, continue.
And so as the visionary, you did something really big with your squad, with your team. But it wasn't like you were sitting around and saying, okay, what can I work on next? It wasn't like you were saying, what am I going to do next? It wasn't like you were like, okay, plotting and planning. But it came out of a place, and I'll let you tell the story. How did this come to be? How did you become the celebrity bingo boss?
So I tell this story in great detail on my very first TED Talk that you can Google and find TED Talk /TeeJ Mercer. You can find that. But for now, I'll tell you this part of it. See, I'm a chief media maverick of Media Mavericks Academy, man. Come on, I can't teach y'all what I'm not willing to do. So I had just moved to Atlanta. And I moved here not because I had a desire to move to Atlanta. I moved here because God told me I had to move to Atlanta from Hollywood, and that my 25 years of working in Hollywood on that level was coming to an end. So my mother and I got here a week before the lockdown. So I'm some kind of hot with God. Some kind of hot, because I'm like, yo, you are the creator of time. You really knew this was coming. And yet you could have left me in LA, because he had moved me to Atlanta to create, host, and produce a show for and about HBCU students. Because I don't know if you're just tuning in, I'm a graduate of the dopest HBCU, Howard University. So it is in my natural, organic state to love on HBCUs, because I went to the Howard University. And so I was to come here to do a show. And so then when the world just locked down on me, I'm like, what in the entire hell, God? Now, I know that may be disruptive for some of y'all, but God knew how he built his TeeJ. So he knew I ain't trying to be disrespectful for you to smite me, but I'm kind of thrown by this, because now I'm in this new city. I don't know anybody. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am an extrovert. So now you're telling me that I cannot, exactly, Andrea, they may not be able to pick that up, but you tell me I cannot go out and make new friends and give all of this away? What? And so once I got over the shock of it, one of the first things I did was just ask him, God, okay, what's in my hand? What's in my hand? What's in my gift? Because we're in a state of flux. We don't know really what to expect. The virus was new. Like, we don't know how we're we don't know anything. And then now they're shutting down schools. So parents are in a tailspin. So I was like, what do you want me to do? And the first thing he told me was, I need you to read to my kids. Because remember, I said at the beginning, My purpose is to always love on God's kids. So everything he assigns me to do, it has to be attached to somebody else in his purpose of me loving on them. So we did something called Story Time with Auntie TeeJ, where I went live every day for Monday through Friday to just sit there and read stories to kids. That in itself was hilarious. Go find where I read Box and Socks. I don't know what told me to read that the very first day, but oh my God, it was hilarious. So then lockdown goes on, and I'm losing it. I'm not even embarrassed to say I was losing it, because I hadn't seen anybody familiar in months. I don't know where I can just go here in Atlanta. And so I was thrilled when one of my cousins put together a family bingo night. And about 15 minutes into that bingo night, I text Andrea and was like, yo, I'm thinking that we should do this for my people. For my people. And it ain't got to be deep or whatever. So she and I ended up, tag teaming, working out the details. I stayed up all night. Thursday going into Friday morning at 4 a.m. in the morning, and just posted it out on Facebook. Listen, I'm gonna play bingo Saturday night. I got $100. We're gonna play 10 games. Who wants to join me? And by the time I woke up that afternoon, like at 11, I think like 60 people had registered, and I was like, wait, what? I was expecting like 10 or 15. And so by the time we went live on that Saturday, we played with almost 100 people, and I gave away almost $1,000 in cash and prizes. And so then people were donating, and I'm like, well, I can't keep all of this, even though I would love to, but that would be out of integrity. So y'all want to play again next Saturday? They were like, yes. So then we just kept playing, and we played for about 6 weeks, to the point where I had given away almost $10,000 in cash and prizes.
Out of your pocket?
No, not out of my pocket. No. People were donating, and the generosity was just like, we pulled together. I was the coordinator, and people trusted me because they knew, heck, my integrity stands for itself. Yes. So they started donating, and about 3 or 4 weeks into that cycle, once again, we're now in May, we're headed into May and graduation season. Now, I graduated from the dopest HBCU, Howard University, and I know how dope our graduations are. Dr. Stevie is here. She went to the HBCU graduations are lit. And I felt so sad, Andrea, that these babies were losing. I'm the type that goes to, some of these kids, they're the first in their family.
Right.
And they're losing their epic day to be celebrated. So I did what I did with the story time. I went back to God. I was like, okay, I don't even know what I'm praying for, but how do I help? What do I do? What can I use that's in my hand? It ain't a lot at this point, and here's the thing I want you to catch, because we spend a lot of time thinking about what we don't have. And so for me, it was, I don't have a cure for COVID. I am not STEM driven at all. I barely can do math. I don't know how to dig our economy out of the pit. People are losing their jobs. Like, I don't have solutions for any of that, Lord. All I got is, I know how to make people laugh, and I know how to bring people together.
And this all goes with your purpose.
And this goes with my purpose. So I released being the smart one. Like, even though I'm brilliant, but I released being the smart one and just enjoyed being who I am. And so he gave me was, I want you to do HBCU bingo. And I'm like, say what now? See, no. See, it was, we were doing good with just the little kids, and I'm reading every day. And then just with the bingo, we good. But you want me to turn this into a thing, like an event thing? And I'm like, yo, All right, so here, I'm gonna put it to you like this, God. And I know this may be disruptive to you, churchy people, but this is how me and God get down. So I'm gonna put it back to you like this. If you really are in this and this is what you want me to do, I double dog dare you to let me raise $100,000 to give away to these kids. I double dog dare you, and that will show me you were in this. And I was like, okay. So three days later, I was at 65,000. I'm like, wait. So he wait a minute. And so in less than 4 weeks, between myself and my bingo squad's Rolodex, we raised over $1 million in cash and prizes in less than 4 weeks. And then we turned around in the month of June and played bingo every Saturday. And the beautiful thing for me is I produced those things like it was a TV show. Yes. But get this, none of my bingo squad had ever done TV. And yet it was epic. In total, we produced about 26 hours of live television. The first Saturday we played for 4 hours. The second Saturday we played for 6. The third Saturday we played for 7. And the final Saturday we played for 9 hours straight.
Now, for 9 hours, was it just you and your bingo squad?
It was HBCU students from all around the country.
But just a couple of them, right? Like 10, 12?
Nope. We had almost 5. We topped out with almost 500 kids registered. Now, and get this, because that can sound like a small number in the total of how many grads. But get this though, y'all, it started simply because we didn't have much time. We produced this in like 2 to 3 weeks of prep time. Mm-hmm. And we were working overtime to get the message to the grads and create, like nobody had seen this. That we had nothing proven to show proof of concept. So for us to get registered almost 500, we were at 499 registrants that were qualified to play, because you had to submit proof that you were a 2020 grad of an HBCU. Mm-hmm. But when I think about what we accomplished, all because each of my bingo squad showed up to give me what was in their hands. That's all it was. They gave me what was in their hands, which then we in turn gave to the grads. We had celebrity pop-ins. Like you never knew which way we were coming. Like when we said we played for 9 hours, it wasn't like 9 hours of this. It was, okay, what Auntie TeeJ getting ready to do next? Who coming on now?
They're definitely on the edge of their seats.
On the edge of their seats. And so Dr. Stevie put up in there, we made national news. We absolutely made national news, and we made the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And I was laughing, like I lived in LA for 25 years, never was in the LA Times. I get to Atlanta and 2 weeks later, I'm in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution talking about bingo. Who would
bingo? Bingo. Of all things, bingo. Wow. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Brian Patterson says, well, I know Yes. Okay, so you went from playing a game of bingo with your family to then doing a couple of games just for your friends. Again, using what was in your hands, what God placed in your hands. And that led you to do HBCU bingo, where you were able to love on so many graduates that lost something that they weren't going to have, and they had no control over that.
Right. No control.
And that led you to become the celebrity bingo boss. And now tell us what you're doing and what's coming up next.
People are paying me, y'all. People are paying me to host virtual bingo games, like corporations and fundraising. Like that thing that wasn't supposed to be a thing is now a thing. All because I just use what's in your hands. Like I literally get paid to surprise people. Like for real, and go. That was my prayer. Lord, can I earn a living at surprising people? I didn't have a clue when I told God that. It felt like the dumbest. I'm just making up words. We're gonna go with it because I went to Howard University. It's the dumbest, stupidest prayer ever. Because I'm like, who prays can they make a living at surprising people? And yet the God that I serve knew he had built me for that. There was no, like, where do I sign up as a major at the Howard University? Go, I want to major in surprising people. Like, who thinks of that?
Right. You?
And so now, you know, we've launched this whole brand called the Celebrity Bingo Boss Experience. And Halloween was our first event under that banner. So we had an epic Halloween night where on our first time out the gate, we had people from Australia, from Bermuda. I lost my mind when they told me that.
You actually, like, you had to stop.
I had to stop.
I was worried. I was concerned. I was like, oh, she's going to cry. She's going to cry. No, she's going to cry.
My squad knows I am a crybaby. And so they were taking bets on how long it was going to take it to dawn on me that somebody said they're in from Australia and Bermuda and Bahamas. And I was like, I was trying to keep it together. I was trying. But it's like when you know where you come from and how dope God has been to you, sometimes you just got to stop and take it in. Yes, Dr. Stevie, our first night out, we went international. Like, who does that but our God?
With bingo!
With bingo!
Bingo! Like, it wasn't like, you know, Hollywood, the Oscars, the Emmys. It wasn't, you know, what was the movies that you've worked on? Like, it wasn't Shaft. It wasn't Girls Trip. It was bingo.
It was bingo. But we have, because we all have used what's in our hands, we have made it that it's not just your grandmama's bingo. That's why our tagline, this ain't your grandmama's bingo. We work really hard behind the scenes. Okay, get it together, T. The squad that I have works so hard behind the scenes to live up to our moniker, this ain't your grandmama's bingo. Like, if people really knew, we spend hours. When we have a bingo coming up, I'm on a bingo, some kind of bingo meeting every single day. And then they are working behind the scenes on just their role. And it really is a blessing and a testament to the heart of people who can come together in a pandemic. And we were so excited and so touched that we had people from all walks of life that night of Halloween bingo. We had people we had wealthy people. We had, you know, a mom who has 4 kids. And she had lost her job. And it's just like, God, whatever's in my hand, just use it. Just use it. And then send me the people that have that same heart. You know, they may not be the big mouth. They may not be the person that's in front of the camera, but don't ever get it twisted. There's a whole machine that's running behind this big mouth that are just as dedicated to our viewers, our players having just as good of a time as I am. It is a it's just amazing. It has just been an amazing trek to watch my squad step up and do their thing.
Well, as the visionary, you know, you set the pace, and, you know, it starts at the top and it permeates its way down. And so, you know, what you have done out of a place of loneliness, what you have done in a place where, you know, you were just brand new, you moved away from everything that you knew that was close to you, that gave you comfort. You literally like jumped, or actually God kicked you out of your comfort zone, and he like thrusted you into your next play. And you didn't see it coming, but your heart has always been prepared. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that I love about you is that you do it, you have like this unbothered faith. It really doesn't take much to like roughly it. No, I'm saying that wrong. nothing ruffles your feathers. Like, you're just like, you really have an unbothered faith. Your feet are permanently planted in Jesus.
Let me correct that though, Andrea. And I was just talking to a friend. Today's Tuesday. So she and I were talking about this on Sunday, and I was just in tears. I was like, because so many people see me and they think that I have unbothered faith in my faith. And that is true to a point.
Well,
But
you're
what I learned on Sunday is that there are areas of my life where I have very little faith. And I told my friend, I'm like, I have to talk about that, because then people will have a tendency to just look at the faith of how I get down with, just dropping everything and leaving my life behind in LA and selling my home. And like, they'll see that, but they don't realize that there's this whole area of my life that has had me on my face in my closet. Mm-hmm. Disappointed in myself that God is showing me this area you don't trust me in. You got this area, but I'm coming after this area. This is where I need you to be surrendered. This is where you don't really believe. You walking around like you have the greatest faith, but my people need to know that there's this other side. And so we have people who are listening today that are looking at what I built, but don't get it twisted. I am human.
Yes.
And there are still areas of my heart. I had to realize I don't love like I thought I loved. I don't have I thought I did, until God had to take his light and shine it on this area of darkness in my heart. Now, don't get it twisted, like 99%, 99.9%, I'm fabulous. So, but there's an area of my life that he's coming after in this season, that he's coming after. Little girl, you really don't believe me. You'll believe that I will build something out of nothing. But then if I put something in front of you that don't look like the promise that I gave you, you're going to jump ship and abandon me, because you're looking at it in the natural and you're forgetting that I gave you spiritual eyes. I gave you an assignment, and because it's not working out how you thought it would work in the time that it should work out, you ready to quit on me, and then you're going to tell me that you don't believe me and that you're going to fold your hands and say, I quit. That is what I've been dealing with for the last couple of days, of God coming after me, of going, well, I ain't doing it. You ain't doing it my way. So I'm not going back into that. And God is like, see, that's where you have to tell your people, because they look at you and think that your faith is always up here, and it's not. There are areas in my life that God is like, I'm coming after that. I'm purging you. I'm pruning you, because where I'm taking you, that has to be dealt with.
Yes.
You want to keep sweeping it under rugs and pretending that you got it. And the truth of the matter is, baby, you don't believe me. You don't believe me. You'll believe I'll come through in every other area, but in this area, you don't believe I'm going to come through. So that's the part we got to camp it out in. And I'm going to hurt you. This is going to be a painful process. You are going to want to get out of the fire. You would rather go be dancing off and twirling with your bingo people. But right now, the empire I'm calling you to build, this is a part of it. So we got to stay here and we got to deal with this too. I can't have you being half of a person.
Yeah.
I need being whole. I need to heal every aspect of you. So then that's when I can effectively use you for my kingdom.
Yes. Yes. I'm glad you said that. I'm really glad you said that. Gordon says, no quitting on God. Jonah tried to quit, but God. I'm really glad that you said that. And when I said unbothered faith, what I meant was, as it pertains to the things that God gives you, the things that God says, go and do this. And, not knowing how it's all going to come together, not knowing, if you're going to have the funds, the people, whatever. You are unbothered in that area. However, you are human. Mm-hmm. You are human. And I'm so happy that you shared that, because, I know that God is working on certain areas of your life, just like God is working on certain areas of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I believe so much in is that transparency is so important in this day and age, because on social media, everybody always likes to put the good stuff out there. Let see me in my good light. You get in my good side. They put out all the good stuff. They put out all the stuff that the yummy stuff that make people go ooh but yet people are hurting. People are hurting. People are bleeding. People are lost. People need hope. And it's when you are truly transparent, the way that you just have been, and what you said you plan to do and share with your people, that's when people really get the true, their true healing, because a lot of people think that they're just, doing it by themselves, that they're just kind of out there by themselves. They're the only ones that have issues like that. Look at TeeJ. She's perfect. Everything's perfect about her. But when somebody like you, on the platform that you have, the influencer that you are, the person that people know you to be, and you say, listen, this is the raw deal right here. That is what God uses. That is what God uses. And sometimes we go through certain things because God wants that piece right there. He wants that very piece right there, because he knows that is what's going to pierce hearts. And I'm so proud of you for saying that. And I'm so happy that you brought that up. Dr. Stevie says, what's supposed to be and not what's supposed to be and not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We must be all the way authentic in our total testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Our total testimony. And so I love that you said that. And thank you for always being transparent, because I've gotten a lot of my healing through your transparency. And I know that I speak for a lot of people that follow you, that they have, God has allowed them to just bust down strongholds because of something that you shared. That it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pretty, but it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It's necessary. So, I have one more question for you. Okay, one more question for you. And then I just want you to tell everybody briefly about Saturday.
Where I went to school?
No, we asked that in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
We got that out the way in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But so I have one last question for you.
You didn't see, because you told me to make sure you didn't say nothing that I'm wearing my shirt. You sent me a message and make sure you wear your bingo shirt. I'm like, oh, yes, Mom. So everybody got to see my shirt. I ain't trying to show y'all my boobs. I'm showing you my shirt.
See, this is why your people are like, listen, can we just make sure? Because I was a little bit nervous. I'm like, wait, she's getting up. Party on the top.
You never know with me.
Never know.
Gordon said unedited. Yes.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, my last question to you. Thank you, Dr. Stevie. Thank you.
Hey, Dr. Stevie. Dr. Stevie is one of them people that's been in my corner for a minute, and
yes.
she lends her genius to and makes the HBCU bingo just great.
Yes.
Just great. Yeah.
I agree. All right.
I think I saw Patrice pop in here too. Hey, Patrice. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to ask my last question, and then if you would just remind us where, what's going on Saturday, and is it open for everybody? So we'll talk about that.
No, everybody can come.
Okay.
Everybody can go to celebritybingoboss.com/Thanksgiving, and everybody can register for free to win. Last Halloween bingo, we gave away over $3,000 in cash and prizes, but everybody don't go and register for free for that. Okay.
Are you hoping the reverse psychology is going to work? Is that what you're doing?
And don't go to Celebrity Bingo Boss Facebook page and grab one of the posts and share it with your people either. We don't want you to do that either.
No, we wouldn't want you to do that.
Or go on Twitter or Instagram. You don't have to do that either. No,
absolutely not. No. You are a hot mess, okay?
Okay, so what's the question? Wait, what's the question?
So, one of the reasons that I even built this platform is because we can all learn from each other, right? We can all learn from each other, and that's kind of why I built this platform, this show, this Unleash Your Brilliance live show with an interview format. Okay.
You gotta do this. Unleash.
No, they don't need me to unleash nothing. They don't need me to unleash.
And I love it. Dr. Stevie said, "Don't go over to. There is nothing over there." I love that, Dr. Stevie.
Oh my gosh. So very much like our body, we all have different functions, right? But I believe that we're better together. Mm-hmm. I'm very big on building relationships. I'm very big on collaborating and, of course, inspiring others, right? And I believe that one of the main responsibilities of a successful person and a successful entrepreneur, which I consider you to be one, is to reach one, teach one. Okay. So to wrap this interview, if you would, please finish this sentence. Okay. TeeJ Mercer says, in order to unleash your brilliance, you must.
Okay, so go to Howard University. That you ain't looking for that, right? That's not the answer you were looking for. In order to unleash your brilliance, you must not give a damn about what others think.
I love that.
Please your God. That's it. At the end of the day, I won't say that I don't give a hoot about. I won't say that, because I think that is the loneliest life if you don't have people in your life that you really do. Like, it kills me when people like, I don't give a care what nobody think. Like, that's a lonely place to be, that you don't love people enough, or you are not loved enough that they don't care. There are people that I won't do certain things that I really want to do just for the nature of, I don't want to hear Andrea's mouth. I don't want to hear Patrice's mouth. I don't want to hear Wanda Jean's mouth, my mom. Like, I ain't doing that. I really want to, but but at the end of the day, there are times where God gives you an assignment that doesn't make sense to anybody but you. No, I ain't even gonna say that. It don't even make sense to you. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, as long as I can stand before God and go, you know what? I know I gave you a headache. I know I asked you 11 questions before I actually did what you told me to do. But Father, I hope you will look at your TeeJ and say, well done. Yes. Well done. And that really does come from, I have become really comfortable in, I've always, marched to a beat of my own drum. I have always been a peculiar kid, but as I've gotten older and gotten closer to hearing God's voice, you can say, here's how I'll put it. You get an opinion, you don't get a vote.
I love that. I love that.
I'm gonna take Andrea's opinion. I'm gonna take Reneeka's opinion. I'm gonna take Patrice's opinion. Dr. C. Y'all can give me opinions every day, but at the end of the day, God can come through with His veto power, and I'm like, damn, all the rest of y'all, because my Father said I gotta do this, and so it really has gotten to that point. I've gotten real comfortable in my skin to then live how God tells me to live and love on His people like He calls me to do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Just like you said earlier, Patrice is repeating it. You get an opinion, you don't get a vote.
Yeah.
And so
you see Miss Martha. Miss Martha got a powerful message right there. You see Miss Martha. I see her in the chat. I didn't see you put it up on the screen though.
She said yes.
No, not that one. Scroll down. There's another one Miss Martha said that comes right after Brian Patterson.
I'm looking.
That she said, but you didn't. I didn't see you put it on the screen. Yes.
I just wanted to give you time and space, because you were like kind of being kind of deep right there. So, I wanted to give you time and space.
I ain't never too deep that I don't notice a Howard University alum. I ain't never too deep. Well, I miss those.
So you would say that to unleash your brilliance, one of the things to unleash your brilliance, to be able to unleash your brilliance, is to not care what other people think, but just being in tune with God and doing what God has called you to do.
Yeah, that's what I would say that really has helped me attract the people that God has called me to love on. Everybody can handle all of this.
Right.
This is a lot. I ain't even gonna, there are days when I ain't even gonna lie, my own mother can't handle all of this. I get on her last nerve. My mother, God bless her. Is she here? Like, hopefully not. But God bless her. Most mothers, I'm sure y'all got mothers that their child do a TED talk. They're like, yes, I can't wait to watch my baby's TED talk. Not my mama. My mom was like, it's 22 minutes. Yeah, Mom, it's 22 minutes. All right, I'm gonna watch it in parts.
I see where you get it from.
Like, really, Mom? Like, really? She had to watch it in parts because I'm just too much for her. I'm just too much. And we laugh about it. She don't like being around when I'm teaching. Like, she'll be there doing the spiritual stuff because she is my mom. But when I'm in TeeJ mode, it's too much. She's like, I can't stand it. You too excited for me.
So so let me put this in perspective. If you were reading to kids, she would be there to hear you reading for kids. But if you start singing,
she barely want to be there for me to read to kids, though, Andrew. That's the thing about my mother. I'm really too much for my mother.
Your mother's cue during that time was
my mother could, at the end of story time with Auntie TeeJ, I would sing a song at our theme song that I called it. And as soon as I knew, okay, it's time to sing, I would see in the chat, bye.
Bye.
I'm out. So, but just knowing that, I just accepted, I can't judge my performance about how people receive me by listening to feedback from my mother. I get on her nerves, and I'm saying it jokingly, but it is true. I get on her nerves. I get on my brother's nerves. So they don't like to tune in for my events. They'll do it just on the general principle of being supportive. But all of this is too much for them. So either I was going to let that stifle me, right, or recognize they ain't my people. They called to be my family. Right. They ain't called to be my people. Not the people that I'm
That's a really good point. That's a really good point, especially for entrepreneurs. You always feel like, you feel defeated if your family doesn't support you.
Right. You want your family to support you. And they do. Don't get me wrong. My mother would be there if I decided, Mom, I'm gonna start doing chicken fighting. All right. What time I got to be there? But, for the most part, I don't depend on them to be supportive in that aspect. It's just knowing my mother is there. She ain't paying attention. She'll be watching TV, and then I'll have to yell her name for her to know, Mom talking to you. Right. That's enough for me. That really is enough for me.
Well, this has been our show. I am so super excited. Thank you so much for lending us your genius today.
From Howard University.
You were absolutely amazing. Not that I expected anything different, But thank you so much for kicking off Unleash Your Brilliance live. For those of you that are watching, please make sure that you join us Saturday night.
We don't want them to join us, though. No, we don't want them to join us because they're not gonna have a good time. They ain't gonna want to know all the fun we have and the clown. They ain't down for none of that. The clown and the trash talking. They're not down for
win any money either, right? They don't want to win any money.
No, they don't want to win any money. No. They don't even, oh, you know what? I can't give away the surprises that we have for this game. So, but they don't want none of this because I know what our last game is. It's so dope. I'm excited about 2 of the games. Well, I'm excited about all of them, but I know for a fact 2 of the games of what we've built. No, three of them. I am so freaking excited. Like I have been walking around screaming like, oh my God, that's going to be so dope. Dr. Stevie was on there, I think, when we actually conceived it. And I was like, oh my God, that's going to be so dope. But they don't want no part of that. They don't want no part of it. So don't go register at celebritybingoboss.com/Thanksgiving. Don't go register over there because we ain't got none for you. Felicia, I guess I'm pronouncing that name. It starts at 6:15 Eastern. And we typically go like 2.5 to 3 hours. DJ Shofar is in the house. So it's not fun at all.
No.
I don't think you should waste
very quiet.
Very quiet. I don't think you should waste your time being there. And certainly do not waste your time going to the Celebrity Bingo Boss Facebook page and smacking that share button and telling other people, because then you don't want them mad at you for inviting them to something so boring. Yeah, you don't want that.
Patrice said, no, don't register. I don't have time to
send out bingo cards. Patrice is in charge of dispersing the bingo cards. So she ain't got time to be sending out the bingo cards so that y'all can win. We give real prizes. Like we don't give away. Yeah, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. Never mind, Andrew. Say goodbye to your people because they don't really want to know.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining us here today, TJ. Thank you. You guys make sure that you don't go to celebritybingoboss.com/Thanksgiving. Don't go there.
Don't go there. Ain't nothing for you.
Don't go there. All right. All right. So we just have a few last words. Thank you, Miss TeeJ Mercer.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. And I hope to not see any of you on Saturday. And when you're not there, don't shout me out in the chat saying that I told you don't come. Okay. All right. So don't do that. All right. Love y'all. Bye, Andrea. Bye.
Oh my goodness. She is electrifying. Listen, I'm just so excited to have kicked off Unleash Your Brilliance live with the one, the only, the Howard grad, TeeJ Mercer. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you don't mind, go ahead and spread some love. Let people know, because guess what? I think we probably already announced on our page. So make sure you like and follow this page, because I think we've already announced probably about 2 minutes ago who Thursday's guest will be. And you don't want to miss it. It's Rashonda Pratt. Rashonda the Rose Show Pratt. You know, the first lady of visibility. Yes, she's gonna be here in the house on Unleash Your Brilliance live, baby. So make sure that you tune in. On Thursday at 11 a.m., same time, same place, because Rashonda Pratt is going to be in the building. So thank you so much. Oh, Dr. Stevie, you just made my day, baby. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Hello, Mr. Haraway. Don't worry about it, because you can watch the replay. That's right. You can watch the replay. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody that Rashonda Pratt is going to be in the house this Thursday at 11 a.m. So make sure that you put it on your calendar and you join us, because it is going to be all the way live with the CEO of live video, Rashonda Pratt. Thank you again for being here with us today. Listen, if you haven't already, go ahead, or should I say, don't go to my website to download a free excerpt of my book. Nope, don't do it. Don't go to unleashyourBrillianceToday.com. Don't do it. Don't do it, y'all. Don't do it. Listen, my name is Andrea Harrison. I am the founder and creator of Unleash Your Brilliance Today. And I'm just a girl from the Bronx that just wants to make God proud. Thank you for being here with me today. Love you guys. I appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. We'll see you Thursday. Be here with us on Thursday for Unleash Your Brilliance Live.